Hi, this is Zero, and this is What If Naruto Was a Pedagogy or a Genius, Part 2. Now, two people ask me, yeah, I kind of, just now I'm, recording the second part. There are two comments on the, first video. Someone says, uh, this guy pretty much, had us waiting for a part for a whole week. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry. And another comment is, bro, what happened? Well, I kind of wanted to record, but I couldn't because well, I kind of forgot my laptop. I was, forgot my laptop at office, and I did not, go to office for 2 to 3 days. When I got there, the well, everything was effed up in my laptop. Several of the videos were non-existent, deleted. I don't know who did it, how it happened, but it happened. So I was, backing. Thankfully, I, backed up some stuff, and now everything is back. All the videos that I previously posted are there now, so I can watch them and make another parts of them. And I will be posting, part 5 of the Demon God today. I think so. I can record it today if my father and mother does not come home today or because they are not at home. I'm home alone. I just ate pizza as a lunch, and I'm kind of don't eat healthy at all. I should probably start eating healthy. Well, whatever. Let's deal with this shit. Where the fuck even was? Just a sec. Phew, much better. Ah. Well, after a while, Naruto was, just about to graduate from the, academy. I've already told you what happened all the time. The training and all that. I won't be going much more deeper into it. Now, let's start off. Naruto wakes up early morning, about 5 a.m., trains, does all this stuff, and gets ready for the graduation exam, the last exam. Naruto doesn't care about graduation exam at all because he knows he will pass easily. He can do transformation jutsu easily, and he has shadow clone, so of course he will pass. He can make about 5 clones easily, or even 1 clone easily, not shadow clone but a normal clone. So yeah, he's quite strong as I said before. He goes to the academy, sits there, he meets, Shikamaru, Choji sits with them, talks with them normally. Naruto doesn't talk to, Sakura or Ino at all. He doesn't like them because in his eyes they are worthless. They only fan around all the time. They don't train. They care about their figure. You know, all that stuff. So yeah. Naruto goes there. Everyone is, doing their what you call transformation jutsu. Naruto, does that easily, passes. Then there comes to clone one. Naruto is the last one who has to go inside the room where Hokage and Uruka and Mitsuki is no. What was his name again? You get the gist who I'm trying to call. I completely slipped my mind. I just remember it. Well, whatever. Mitsuki was. He goes there, they tell him to do, the clone jutsu. Naruto does the shadow clone, and Naruto passes easily. And, what do you call Aruka was kind of shocked that he knows the shadow clone jutsu. Mitsuki was kind of pissed that now he kind of himself has to, get the stuff because everyone else pass and no one is, dumb enough to pretty much, get fooled by him. So he said he thinks I will do it myself then. And then Naruto leaves. All while Naruto is leaving with his headband, Naruto's headband is on his waist, not on his head. but in on his waist, right side of the waist, basically like a belt. So yeah, all the parents, the kids who didn't pass, kids who pass, they're looking at him in anger that the demon has passed him, become a ninja. But they know they can't do anything because they know Naruto is capable of fighting back. He was able to beat 10 uh, people easily. And they were badly injured. It took them months to recover because their bones were broken. So yeah, and even if they will be harshly punished by the Hokage himself. So yeah, Naruto still likes ramen is his favorite food, as I said before. So now Naruto decided to go to his favorite place in the middle of a forest. That's the same place where Naruto took the scroll of sealing. That's kind of his favorite place he likes to train in whenever he's training in bigger jutsus. What Naruto wants to do is he learned about a day ago he learned some unique Genkai, the knowledge upon a unique Genkai. It's called Swift Release. It basically is made up of wind and lightning chakra. Since Naruto thinks that he pretty much those are his natural chakra natures, and all his chakra natures are something similar to Second's water affinity. So he thinks maybe I can do it because he knows he's read upon it that it can increase someone's speed dramatically. So he goes there and trains for about half an hour. Then he senses someone coming towards him. Two people to be exact. Mitsuki was running with the scroll of sealing and Uruka saw him. So he was, coming to, stop him. But Naruto pretty much, hid his presence as, jumped on top of the tree to look down to see what is happening. Uruka throws a kunai towards Mizuki, who dodges it and grabs the kunai and looks back. He says, Uruka says, Mizuki, what are you doing? You know what you have done. You have taken the scroll of sealing. Mizuki says, of course I know that, Uruka. With this scroll of sealing, Lord Orochimaru will grant me power and I will become the strongest. At that point, Uruka realized that Mizuki has completely turned, complete traitor. He thinks then I have to stop you. Naruto sees Uruka and Mizuki fight, and Mizuki won. Basically, because he tricked Uruka, because Uruka was in his right mind that his best friend betrayed the village. So yeah. But before Mizuki can throw a final, pretty much slit Uruka's throat open to kill him, Mizuki feels something cold on his stomach. At the same time, Uruka's eyes are widened. Both Mizuki looks down. It was a sword through his through his stomach. He looks back, and so does Uruka looks who it was, and it was Naruto. Naruto's sword was through Mizuki's stomach. Then Naruto takes his sword out and jumps back. He says, Mizuki, you're a traitor to the village. For that, you must die. Mainly, Naruto would have, let him live. But in this one, Naruto wants to, take his first kill right now. He knows that he needs to kill. If he can do it right now, since there is no, bigger threat, he can get over his first kill much more easy. He will have much more time to get rid of, his first kill, rather than in an actual battle where it could cost him his life. Uruka says, Naruto, run. Mizuki is, but Naruto doesn't even, pay Uruka that much of a mind. His complete focus is right now at Mizuki. He says, do you think you can beat me just because you got a sneak attack? I am tuning. Naruto just, pushes chakra throughout his body and make it make himself high Jonin level in every prospect. Naruto used Genjutsu. Genjutsu pretty much, weaved a single-handed hand sign. Basically, use hand sign and use Genjutsu. But the Genjutsu was casted by Naruto's clone that was hiding. Suddenly, now black feathers starts to drop from the sky. In that instant of a distraction, when Mizuki looked at the black feather, Naruto ran towards Mizuki at blinding speeds in an instant. Thumb. Mizuki's head fall off. Naruto in a single slash cut Mizuki's head off. Aruka was shocked, but then he looked carefully at the sword, but then Aruka's eyes were wide because the sword had wind chakra around it pulsing. And Aruka realized what Naruto just did. Naruto used wind chakra to increase the cutting power of his sword, allowing him to cut through Mizuki's head easily. And Mizuki died at that point. Naruto looked at Aruka, who was injured, several scratches. He didn't have a big kunai through his back, but he was injured. Naruto came towards Aruka and started to heal him. Now Aruka was more shocked because this is medical ninjutsu. Naruto also knows medical ninjutsu. Then Naruto and Aruka asked question to Naruto. Naruto answered them. Basically the questions were Naruto, medical ninjutsu. Naruto said, yes, I know it. Why? The basic questions you have gotten quite strong. Naruto say, yeah. Basically Naruto and Aruka still have the bond of big brothers, small brother bond that they had in the original. That pretty much that happens. Naruto pretty much takes the scroll back, but his curiosity is being piqued pretty much. Naruto told Aruka to go and go to straight to medic. I have healed you, but I'm not that good at medical ninjutsu. You should go and check up, and I'll take the scroll back to Hokage. Aruka would nod and leave, trusting Naruto. Naruto's pretty much senses are tingling, senses of curiosity. Naruto looks at the scroll, looks away, looks at the scroll again, and just sighs and opens the scroll and starts to read. At the same time, Hokage is laughing at Naruto's antics. He pretty much looked at the scroll, looked away, looked at the scroll again, then looked away. Hokage doesn't mind Naruto looking into it, because Hokage knows Naruto is capable of learning things much faster. Naruto writes down few jutsus that are Flying Thunder God, Rasengan, and several of the high level water style that the second Hokage used to collect water from the air and to use it, and few wood style jutsu as well, because Naruto thinks maybe I can use it if I have all affinities at the second water affinity. I can maybe make different Genkais. And so yeah, that happens. Naruto pretty much writes down Thunder God and Flying Raijin at the same time, because Flying Raijin was created through Thunder God. That's why Naruto wrote down Thunder God as well, just in case he can maybe improve the jutsu a little more. So yeah, that's Naruto's energy this time. And he write down the Rasengan, and then he learned a multi shadow clone jutsu. He only knew the shadow clone jutsu. Now he knows the multi shadow clone jutsu, and Naruto can create about 500 clones easily without even batting an eye. And when Naruto does make 500 clones, Hokage's eyes widen up. Hokage realized how much chakra Naruto had, because Hokage knew Naruto had a lot of chakra, but he didn't knew it was this much. Capable to create 500 shadow clones at his age, it's insane, and he doesn't even look winded. Then Naruto disperses all the clones, takes the scroll back towards Hokage. Hokage doesn't ask him that did he look into it, because yeah, he knows Naruto is much more responsible than someone his age should be. So yeah, Naruto goes back. You know, Naruto can use swift release, but it's really hard for him. He tried about hundreds of times, and in which only one was a lucky time where he was actually able to use you know the swift release. Naruto just sighs and says, "I have to work on this a lot harder because swift release take a lot more chakra than a normal person would take. A normal person who naturally possess swift release takes about, let's just say, oops, sorry about that, let's just say he takes about 100 chakra points. I'm gonna use a normal thing to tell you, the game based system. Anyway, it takes 100 MP points or chakra points to use swift release for a single minute, but Naruto takes about 190 chakra points to use swift release for a minute. That's the difference, and that will be the difference of Naruto learning different Kekkeinkais. But he needs proper knowledge of the Kekkeikai, how it's done. He can't just use Kekkeikai by just saying it once. He needs to gain knowledge upon how it's done completely. That's why he wrote down wood style, because if he has the complete knowledge, he can gain the capability to use wood style easily. Not easily to be said, but much better than you know so yeah. And Naruto will gain the capability to use wood style, but not like Hashirama about Yamato wood style. Not Hashirama wood style. That would be insanely overpowered. I would say, yeah, not even, yeah, Yamato's wood style, basically. So Naruto just goes back to his home and sleeps, and Naruto pretty much the next day, Naruto goes after doing his waking up at 5, doing his morning training that he does every day, and he goes to the academy. He pretty much sits there, wait. He is not the first. He's basically the last person to come into the academy. He sits by Sasuke. I would say second last person to sit there, basically to come into the class, because Ino and Sakura aren't there yet, because they were doing a little bit of party for them to pass, so that's why they are late. All the other seats were already full, so Naruto sit to Sasuke. Sasuke is sitting at the left while Naruto is sitting at the center. Then two girls run up at the door, open the door and say, I am first, I am first. Sakura and and Sakura sees at that already someone is sitting on Sasuke's seat, and that's Naruto. Sakura pretty much comes up to the seat and says, Naruto, get here, I want to sit with Sasuke-kun. Naruto just ignores it and says, so you should come early now, do whatever you want, don't disturb me. Because Naruto was trying to do meditation to put chakra into eyes and try if he can increase his perception speed. She kind of got a tick mark on her face, kind of got angry that Naruto didn't move of her saying that. She said, you move Naruto and try to punch Naruto. But before the punch can even get too close to Naruto, not even halfway, Naruto pretty much stood up in front of Sakura and slapped her. And his slap pretty much silenced the entire class. Sakura's eyes were widened that Naruto actually slapped her, because Naruto and Sakura never talked with each other, but still, Sakura was so shocked. Was shocked that didn't even say anything. She just looked at Sakura shocked. Entire class was shocked, and Naruto says, "Shut the hell up, would ya? If you try to hit me again, you will not have your hand anymore." Sakura starts to tear up and says, "You were not supposed to hit me. I'm a girl. I'm a girl. You're not supposed to hit me." Naruto just simply looks at her and says, "Get out of the academy now. Get out of the class and get out of the academy. If you think girls are not supposed to get hit, don't be a ninja. Be a housewife. Then be do, just don't be a ninja. You're trash anyway." All the class was shocked. Shikamaru kind of want to laugh, but he doesn't laugh because he's too lazy to. What you call Kiba just laughs loud because all of them were kind of fed up with Sakura's yelling all the time in high pitched voice, and they just shut her up. Now just goes sits back down. The Aruka comes. Aruka sees Sakura standing there with his you know with Sakura holding her cheek that's almost red and a hand put in on his face. you know Sakura kind of gets a kind of a grins and says, Aruka sensei, Naruto hit me. Tried getting Naruto into trouble. Aruka just completely ignores her because Aruka kind of owes Naruto, and Naruto is kind of like his younger brother, and he also owes Naruto for saving his life. So yeah, that happens. And what you call just sit at someone else's bench, and then Sakura sit next to Naruto because she didn't have any place to sit to, because Uruka had completely ignored her, trying to get Naruto into trouble. She's kind of angry at Naruto. She just thinks to herself, in her mind, Sakura, I'll beat this Naruto kid, because Sakura is still Sakura. She still is old Sasuke. Even if Sasuke is not the number one, she doesn't care. To her, Sasuke is Sasuke. Sasuke Kun. I never understood that. So yeah, Sakura pretty much glaring at Naruto for hitting him, but she knows she can't do that. But because if she tried that, Naruto will hit her again, and she doesn't want that. So yeah, then Uruka would say that team will be deciding. Then all the teams will be said. All the teams are the same. All the teams are already gone. Before Hinata goes, Hinata looks at Naruto, and Naruto looks at Hinata. It was a quick glance that no one noticed except for Kurenai. She just smirks to herself, which she wants to ask Hinata about it later on. So yeah, Naruto does not wear his headband on his forehead. It's on his what you call, like a belt. Yeah, something like this, something similar to what Rock Lee does, but on an angle on his right hip angle, basically on more of his right side. It doesn't wear it on his head. And so while what you call Kakashi is still late 2 hours, but unknowing to any of them, Naruto is just a mere shadow clone. Naruto was still at his home training, like always. He only sends a shadow clone to the academy. That was the main only reason that he acted much more. Oops. The video got cancelled at 20 minutes and 3 minutes. Damn it, I have to stitch that thing together now. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. Well, whatever. As I said, where the heck was I even? Yeah, Naruto has a shadow clone in the academy while he trains himself. Kakashi comes after 2 hours. There was no prank. When Kakashi comes and tell them about that, meet me on the top of the roof, Naruto just stands up. As soon as Kakashi body flickers, Naruto stands up and body flickers away. Sasuke's eyes widen and he realized what Naruto did, because Sasuke has learned upon body flicker, but he hasn't learned it. He just read about it. He thinks Naruto already knows the body flicker. Sasuke says, I'll learn body flicker as well when I go home. Sasuke also just runs as fast as he can. Sakura was saying, Sasuke, wait for me, but Sasuke didn't listen to her. Sasuke's kind of mentality is currently similar to Naruto, that she is weak and useless. So yeah, basically Naruto is the first one. As soon as Kakashi gets there, Naruto is there as well. Kakashi thinks is shocked, like, this kid already knows about the body flicker, because what do you call the third Hokage, Haruzen, hasn't told Kakashi that Naruto is actually a genius among geniuses, a pedagogy. Damn it, I can't say the name properly. Sorry about that for butchering genius, or the different word that's on the screen that I can't pronounce. Well, whatever. Let's continue. So then they will wait for about a minute. Sasuke comes after 10 seconds. Sakura comes. She was panting. Really, like she ran her 100 mile, that kind of panting. Kakashi thinks this girl doesn't even have stamina to run up here. Pathetic. Well, then he eyes smiles and tell them about, introduce yourself. Sakura is the same. Says, I want to kill someone and I want to beat someone as well. Well, he says beat, he looks at Naruto. When it comes to Naruto, Naruto says, oh, I want to be the strongest. Kakashi says, and? Naruto says, yeah, bus, that. So yeah, that was the interaction. That he tells them not to eat and come to, training ground 7. And then, Kakashi puffs away, Naruto says, okay. Then Naruto puffs away, pretty much, disperses his clone. Now Sasuke doesn't understand what Naruto did, because it wasn't body flicker, it was just puff away. Like, he doesn't know about Shadow Clone yet. Sasuke just, leaves. Sakura tried following him, but Sasuke gave her the slip and left, because he wants to go and train the body flicker. So yeah. When at the same time, when the clone puffed away, Naruto was resting after his harsh training of trying to do the swift release. He's been training swift release for entire day now. Naruto gets the knowledge of what they have to do, and says, okay, fine, I'll stop the training for today. Naruto leaves. Naruto can use swift release for about as long as he wants, but as I said, his chakra cost is much more higher than normally would be. He's been able to decrease his chakra points to about 190 to about 150, and that's the lowest it can go. It is not going more lower than that. Naruto says, okay, this is fine, I'll just improve on learning different stuff then. So Naruto pretty much goes to his home, rests up in the morning. He is about Naruto comes about after an hour late than Sasuke and Sakura, because he realized that Kakashi will be late anyway. So yeah, Naruto pretty much used body flicker to appear after an hour. Sakura was about to yell at Naruto that he's late. Naruto just looked at her and said, if you yell at me again, I will hit you in your throat. Sakura just shut up. And so Sasuke just smirked, because he wants to do that for a long time, making her shut up, but she doesn't. So yeah. Then Naruto closes his eyes and he senses someone. He senses Kakashi. Kakashi was there all along, but he's just not showing up. He's been watching them. Naruto just doesn't care anymore. He thinks how to do the Rasengan, because he read upon the Rasengan 3 to 4 times, but he can't kind of understand how to do it yet, because they are not any knowledge on how to do it. They are not ball exercises yet, because Minato never wrote how to actually do the Rasengan. He just wrote the Rasengan. You need to know about the exercises as well, water balloon exercise and all that. Naruto doesn't know it yet. Naruto pretty much just waits there for an hour. Kakashi comes. Kakashi can kind of guess that Naruto knew he was there, because Naruto looked at Kakashi's position where he was in. So Kakashi doesn't know exactly it was a coincidence or he actually knows about it, because Naruto didn't, acted at all, reacted to, yeah, I know you're here, nothing like that. Damn it. Hmm. Ah, I wanted to make, 5 videos today, but I guess 2 will be enough. No, 3. I will make it after an hour or 2. I'm just tired, I need to nap. Or maybe I will try my best to make 5 videos. So yeah, Kakashi comes, tells them about the bell test. Sakura still says the same thing, and then uh, Naruto thinks me and Sasuke are gonna, pass. Sasuke thinks me and Naruto are gonna pass. Sakura thinks, will I be able to pass? But you know, she thinks I'll just make Naruto fail, so I can be with Sasuke-kun. Damn it. So yeah, Naruto pretty much, when Kakashi says start, both of them, Sasuke and Sakura runs up, hides. Naruto is there. Kakashi looks at Naruto and says, what are you doing here, Naruto? Naruto smiles and runs up at Kakashi, try to, fight him. But he's not fighting, he's just brawling. Because he wants to, do something. He's waiting for something. Kakashi just gets fed up with it and, puts Naruto in a similar position as Sasuke. Naruto smiles and says, Katsu. As soon as, Naruto says that, Kakashi's eyes widen and he jumps back, and then boom. The thing Kakashi was fighting was only a, exploding clone. Because, Naruto got his hands on, what do you call, uh, the scroll of sealing. So yeah, an exploding shadow clone jutsu, basically. It explodes. Kakashi realizes that he wasn't there to begin with. Where is he? Kakashi can't underestimate him because he knows body flicker, and now he knows, the exploding shadow clone jutsu. Yeah, this kid is dangerous. He is, looking around carefully, not letting his guard down. And then 2 hands grab his, feet. And before, he can be dragged down, he just puffs away. He was also a shadow clone to begin with. Naruto smiles. Who's the original Naruto is, in a tree, sitting, watching. He wants you to, learn about, Kakashi's fighting style and so forth. Secondly, information. Then Naruto, a clone Naruto, who's actually an enhanced shadow clone, comes out of, the ground and says, Kakashi sensei, come out, let's fight. Then Naruto throws a kunai towards, a tree, and waves some hand signs and says, multi shadow clone jutsu. The one, kunai turns to about 100. The Kakashi's eyes widen and he says, damn it, this kid. Yes, Naruto knows, the multi shuriken jutsu as well, or multi kunai jutsu, whatever you call it. Or shadow clone kunai jutsu, or shadow clone, Yeah, you get the gist. Because, the main techniques that he, took from sorry about that. As I said, I'm tired. Was, several water styles, wood style, and, Rasengan and Flying Thunder God and Flying Raijin. But he also learned several, low level techniques as well, like, exploding Shadow Clone Jutsu and all that, and also learned a unique high level genjutsu that, first Hokage made, the Bringer of Darkness. So yeah, then, Kakashi comes out in the clearing and now says, let's fight. And then Kakashi also, gets to his normal guard up fighting style because he doesn't want to underestimate Naruto. Naruto's clone powers up with chakra and runs towards, Kakashi. Kakashi realizes his speed is of that, of high Jonin or even higher. And then the clone tried to punch Kakashi with his right hand. Kakashi blocked it and he realized his strength it's much higher. What the hell is he? Kakashi just couldn't, block his hand with one hand, so he just, countered it. He realized this kid is not something to mess with. Then suddenly the clone smirked and a hidden clone says, Bringer of Darkness. Kakashi's world became completely dark. And then Kakashi felt a huge pain in his stomach. Kakashi was able to break the genjutsu, but then he looked down. Naruto clone's fist was in, Kakashi's stomach and Kakashi flew back. Naruto's clone put chakra in his fist to punch Kakashi to put much more high amount of force. Currently, Naruto's strength is higher than of a Kage. Kakashi flew back, fall down. Kakashi just jumps back up, holding his stomach. He realized this kid is no joke. Then Kakashi and the clone starts to fight, and then Kakashi gets a hit because Kakashi still has more experience, and then poof, Kakashi's eyes widen and he realized what it was. It was a shadow clone, but not a shadow clone, but a strong one, because because the clone took 2 or 3 hits to disperse. He realized it's an enhanced shadow clone, probably made with a much more high amount of chakra than normal shadow clone is required to have. And the genjutsu, Kakashi comes up with the thing that Naruto must have hid a shadow clone to cast hand sign and genjutsu him. But it's an A rank genjutsu, the bringer of darkness, created by the first Hokage. So now he can't underestimate Naruto at all. He doesn't know what else he has. Naruto just suddenly Kakashi and Sasuke and Sakura were shocked at Naruto's speed, strength, and all the capabilities and strategy Naruto was putting up. Suddenly clapping appears and Naruto jumps down from the tree. Kakashi's eyes widen because Kakashi wasn't able to sense him because Naruto was suppressing his chakra and his presence at the same time, so it was really hard for Kakashi to sense him. Naruto says, "Congratulations, Kakashi Sensei, you were able to beat my clone, or basically my enhanced shadow clone." Kakashi would get serious. He will put his book away completely, and then Naruto will say, "Let's have some fun." But remember one thing: the clone that casted genjutsu is still around. That never got dispersed. Naruto powers up with his chakra. Kakashi can now feel his Naruto's chakra. It's so much. It's 3 times, no, 4 times more, chakra than he himself has. He realizes he can't underestimate him, and then Naruto just smirks and uses swift release and vanishes. Kakashi's eyes widen. He, in a second, it was too close. Kakashi lifted up his Sharing headband and used Sharingan as the punch was coming towards his face, and he was able to dodge, barely. And now Kakashi and Naruto are fighting pretty fast. Kakashi is using his full speed to fight off Naruto because Naruto is using swift release, as well as his enhanced strength and all that. And thanks to Sharingan, Kakashi can keep up with Naruto. Kakashi kind of sees what Naruto is doing. Naruto is using chakra to enhance his strength. Not just that, he is using wind and lightning chakra. Kakashi doesn't understand this for a few minutes, but then it clicks. Swift release. Does he have swift release kicking high? Then he realized that he's more dangerous than initially thought, because swift release can increase one's speed. Sasuke and Sakura can't see anything. Sasuke even tried to use his Sharingan, one to my Sharingan, but it's just not enough. Naruto is too fast. He's too good. Can't see him. It's really hard for Kakashi to keep up with him. He only can keep up with Naruto because he has 3 Tomoe Sharingan. and Kakashi is using body flicker to keep up with Naruto's speed, because as I said, Naruto has naturally 10 shade of speed, and increases that with swift release. Whew, you got a monster on your hand. But Naruto can't keep up this speed for too long. That's the kind of drawback of not having, swift release naturally. This goes for a minute, but then Naruto just, turns off his swift release. Kakashi realized that Naruto can't use swift release for too long, because Naruto can't just shut it off. So Kakashi thinks, is he doing it on purpose or whatever? Naruto weaves a hand sign and says fireball jutsu and throws a huge fireball, twice as big of a fireball in this current timeline, because in this one Sasuke's fireball is double what it was originally, and Naruto is double that of this one. Basically, to original Naruto's fireball is 4 times more powerful. That's what I'm trying to say. Kakashi weaves some hand sign and says, "What a style! Uh, you know, water ball jutsu, your water wall jutsu." Scratch that. He will use earth style, earth mud wall, and he will able to stop the a raging fireball coming. But yeah, the earth wall is almost completely destroyed. The same thing happened. Have you seen Kakashi and Obito fight, in which Kakashi stops Obito's fireball with his earth ball, but earth wall is almost broken completely. Yeah, that happened. And then Sasuke says, "Whoa." Kakashi thinks, "Let's see how good you are at ninjutsu." Kakashi jumps up, waves hand sign and says fireball jutsu. Naruto waves some hand sign and says water wall. What a shockwave. Kakashi's eyes widen up, because the way Naruto you just use water style is the same as the second Hokage, collecting water from the air and using that for water wave. Then Naruto waves some hand sign and says lightning stream. Kakashi was about to get hit by this water lightning wave. Kakashi's fireball didn't even stand a chance against Naruto's water and lightning combination style jutsu. Kakashi used what do you call uh transformation no the what was it called? Damn it, I completely forgot. I'm a bloody idiot. What was it? Whatever. The jutsu in which they switch with a log or something. I completely forgot the name of it, damn it. And I'm pretty sure I will remember the name after a few seconds. I can't remember something when I want to remember something. So yeah. Kakashi did that and dodged it. His water completely destroyed several trees behind it, because the water was pretty big, water shock wave was pretty big, and lightning was pretty much making it more dangerous. Kakashi thinks 3 chakra natures. Are you kidding me? 3 chakra natures? Sasuke also thinks that 3 chakra natures. Are you kidding me? Then Kakashi realized no, 4 chakra natures, because swift release requires wind and lightning chakra. He already had 4 chakra natures mastered. Then now Kakashi throws a kunai and waves some hand signs to throw hundreds of kunai towards him. Basically shadow shuriken jutsu or shadow kunai jutsu, because he's using kunai. No, Kakashi will use shuriken. Shadow shuriken jutsu will be coming towards Naruto, but hundreds of them. Naruto would wave some hand sign and says earth wall, and a huge, much bigger and much more thicker earth wall will come. Know how Kakashi's earth wall has dog face on it? Naruto's earth wall has a face of a demon, imprinted on the earth wall. When Naruto did that and said that, Kakashi's eyes completely were wide. He was too shocked to do anything. He realized all 5 chakra natures. The Hokage was who was watching, through his crystal ball, all five chakra natures. Because Hokage doesn't know that Naruto has all five chakra natures. He knows that Naruto knows few chakra natures. He didn't know he had all five. Sasuke was like all five. Sakura kind of didn't understood what he, what how big of a deal was for someone to have all five chakra natures. Kakashi was too shocked to do anything again. At that point, unknowing to Kakashi himself, he was in another genjutsu that was casted by, you know, the shadow clone, as I said, was there, still there, that didn't got it, puffed. Then the shadow clone ran up behind Kakashi, took two bells, and ran towards Naruto. Kakashi could not, persuade or even see him because he was, using a jutsu that allowed him to be invisible. And also, in a genjutsu, Naruto was on a completely different side of, where Naruto originally was. So yeah. And then Kakashi realized it's a genjutsu thanks to his Sharingan because he was in a shock. It all happened in a 3 seconds, to be exact. Kakashi knows that release. He realized Naruto was on a completely different direction where he was seeing. And Naruto says, Naruto pretty much shows two bells. Kakashi looks down and the bells were gone. Kakashi's eyes were widen up. Naruto looks towards Sasuke and throws him a bell. Sasuke catches it. Sasuke doesn't understand, but he goes along with it. And Naruto was like, we won. Kakashi, Hatake. Kakashi was like, yeah, okay. Kakashi did anything about the teamwork as well. But when Sakura came out too, Sakura says, Naruto, give me one bell. Naruto just ignored her and says, don't worry, Sakura, your existence will not be required. Basically saying, Sakura, listen to me. You did nothing. Sasuke is strong. That's the only reason I, gave him the bell. Because he has a conviction, a goal, a dream that he wants to do. What do you have? Nothing. You are weak. He was pretty much ripping into Sakura. Sakura didn't took it seriously because when Naruto knows Sasuke saying that, then Kakashi told them what the value of teamwork. Naruto says, I knew it. Then Kakashi, why didn't you work with the team? Basically, Naruto says, I just want to test myself how strong I have gotten. Kakashi will nod at this, and yeah, that's how the team, 7 pass. Kakashi didn't want to, test again because Kakashi was actually tired, too tired because he was using his Sharingan for a long time and he was using body flicker as well. He was pushing himself to make sure he can, keep up with Naruto's body flickers. Basically, Naruto's swift release speed. And Naruto's punches were very heavy, so he had to make sure to deflect them, not, take them head on. And he also cast pretty high level, ninjutsu as well. So yeah, he wasn't all that tired, but he was still tired. And he realized that this team will be perfect, but they need to work on, Sakura being left out. Kakashi did told them, why did you leave out Sakura? Not just told Kakashi that she's weak. Kakashi didn't, argue with Naruto because he didn't want to argue with Naruto. So yeah. And then Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura will go home. Sakura tried following Sasuke again, but this time Sasuke was able to use body flicker, not as good or as fast, but he was able to use it to get away from her. Sakura kind of realized that Sasuke didn't want him to follow him. She just says, I'll find you, Sasuke-kun, and we will go on a date. She's still, a useless trash. So yeah. After that, Naruto goes home. And at the same time, Hinata's, team did pretty well. Hinata is not, as I said, as weak as Sakura. And why, Hinata was still, the rookie of the year in top at the women's or, girls class. But yeah, she didn't got put into Naruto's team because Kurenai, wanted Sakura on her team. So yeah. And so that's why pretty much, Hokage took the second girl who was at the top, at the second was Sakura. So they put her pretty much, with Naruto's team because Hokage knew that Naruto and Sasuke were already overpowered, pretty much quite strong. They could handle themselves. And adding Hinata as well, they will make almost an unbreakable team. But since Kurenai wanted, Sakura, oh no, Hinata on her team. So yeah, because Kurenai was Hinata's, private tutor, or pretty much, the person mainly took care of her. So yeah, a private, tutor basically. So yeah, Kurenai can see that Hinata is not as shy as he used to be. So when all the boys of their team goes, Kurenai asks about Hinata. You have changed a lot. She would like, yeah. Then she will ask about, the boy, blonde boy. Hinata will tell, Kurenai what happened, how he saved me. So that's why I'm going to be as strong as him. Hearing about, Hinata talking about him, Kurenai realized he was using chakra to increase his strength. How, Hinata talked about Naruto, how fast he was, how good he was, how strong his punches were, because his punches were easily able to break their noses easily. So yeah, she kind of think that he was using chakra, but she says, "Nah, how can a 5 years old have chakra control that good?" So yeah, she just thinks he was naturally pretty strong. So yeah, but she is kind of interested or perhaps intrigued in Naruto. So yeah, Naruto pretty much goes home and starts to train on you know keep try to learn, basically increase the time he can use the body flicker, because after 1 minute the body flicker's cost of chakra increases. That's the kind of a drawback of not having actual kinkai but just doing it with the sheer chakra control you have. When all the Jonins were talking about which teams pass in front of Hokage, when Kakashi came on time, all the Jonins were shocked. When Kakashi says Team 7 pass, Hokage would like, yeah, okay, good Kakashi. Several of the Jonins were shocked that because Kakashi never passed the team, and he will also say, and yes, one more thing, Lord Hokage, Naruto Uzumaki has all 5 chakra natures. Now this shocked all the Jonins that were there. Asuma like, that's impossible, Kakashi. Kakashi will look at Asuma and say, I saw him use fireball, water style, water wave jutsu or shock wave jutsu, earth style, earth wall, lightning style, lightning stream. I am pretty sure he has all 5 chakra natures. And then, what you call? Also, like, what about wind? What you call? Kakashi would be like, he was using, swift release. This shocked several of the main Jonins that who knew about swift release, who was Asuma and pretty much Korenai. No one else knew about the swift release. They're like, how? What? They couldn't understand it. And then Kakashi says he's also pretty good with Genjutsu. Kakashi said that while looking at Korenai. Korenai like, how good? Uh, Kakashi would like Kakashi would say he could use the bringer of darkness. Now this was shocked every single Jonin because that's an A rank genjutsu. That's a chakra demanding genjutsu. Kurama would like, for how long? Kakashi would like, I was in for about 5 seconds, but he didn't look drained at all. Kurama was shocked because that jutsu even drained her a lot. Uh, Kurama would be like, just how much chakra does he have? Kakashi would be like, maybe because he's in half Uzumaki, he has tremendous amount of chakra. But I was able to sense he has 5 times more chakra than I do. This shocked all the Jonins again. And all the Jonins are quite interested in, this Naruto fellow. They know who Naruto is, but they're quite interested in him to have more chakra than Kakashi and to be that strong. uh, guy would like, so how good his taijutsu was. Guy, Kakashi would look at guy and say, his punches were stronger than yours without gates. Guy was like, what? Kakashi was like, yeah, he was using chakra to increase his own physical strength. All the Jonins are shocked because that feat required ton shade of chakra control to do pretty much to gain such a chakra control capability to increase your physical strength, you know, from it. So yeah, and his body was hard. It was like I was hitting, a stone, a huge stone. Guy would be kind of confused, and then he was using chakra to increase his defense as well, so his body was much more stronger than normal shinobi would be. Guy would nod. Guy is also quite interested in Naruto. Guy would say, so how good his taijutsu skills were. Kakashi will go to a thinking pose and say, huh, about mid jonin level. All of them would be shocked, and Guy would say speed. Kakashi would say mid Kage level. Now this shocked everyone, and they would say, what? You know, Kakashi would say, yeah, I told you he was using swift release. Then Kakashi will tell them, the Jonins who didn't know about swift release, that what swift release is and what it does. That how swift release is more a unique genkai that allow you to increase your speed greater than the body flickers. Much more greater. And so yeah. So that's happened. Then all the Jonins left. Kakashi and Hokage decided to talk in private about Naruto and his penetrable growth. Hokage would be like, Naruto has gotten strong, huh? Kakashi would be like, yeah, he's just like Sensei, but much more stronger version of him. Hokage would laugh and say, yeah, he is. So yeah, this will be the end of this video. So yeah, like and subscribe. I will make another video after an hour, and so I'm too tired.